Welcome to 7 Trumpets Prepper, and in this video, guys, I want to talk to you about something that nags me to death on this channel. Not only that, but in life in general, every single time I turn around, and that is people about the pre-tribulation rapture. And I know I've done a video about this before, you can check it right there, but I really want to set this in stone for good, because I get asked this all the time, and I get a lot of people that come up. I think that it's just vain babbling is the best way I can label this. Here's the bottom line. Everybody's prepping for something. You know, if you are paying your insurance on your car, if you're paying your insurance on your home, you're prepping, okay? You're getting prepared for the day that comes that your car goes into the back of somebody else, okay? When it comes to things that which are spiritual, it seems like that's the only department everybody's like, don't even talk to me about that. I got this covered. I got that covered. And I'm like, really? No. You know, and I guess what set this off was somebody come up on the channel the other night, just totally unloading, tried to reason with them, and I concluded at that point that those that prepare for, don't prepare at all and believe in a pre-tribulation rapture doctrine, they are either totally confused, they do not do their due diligence to even read the scripture, which I'm going to cover just a few verses here in a minute, a couple of them at least, and lastly, they don't want to think about it because they're a bold-faced coward. Bottom line. Now look, I'm not a big man. You know, I mean, there's dudes that probably break me in half. There's people smaller than I am. You know, I don't consider to be some great person. But listen, whether you're a little guy or a big guy, the moment you step out and start preparing for what is coming, you have got a lot more guts than most of the people out here in the world. I don't care how big they are. Matter of fact, I've seen some people bigger than I am. When you get to talking about the nitty-gritty, bare bones, end of days, they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just ridiculous, dude. I'm like, seriously? Man up. Or woman up. You know? Grow a backbone, okay? And, you know, it always frustrated me. I'll say this real quick, and then I'll get right into the pre-tribulation rapture doctrine. It's always frustrated me, like, you know, in a workplace, I always had to, you know, be humble and be quiet and shut my mouth whenever I'd be disrespected because I was a little dude at the bottom trying to make $1. Or, you know, in life in general, you know, it's like, well, you know, you're the younger sibling or things like that. You know, there's this time frame when you just have to be quiet and go along with the crowd. But when it comes to this, when it comes to the end of days, when it comes to your family's salvation physically and your personal salvation, there is no meeting in the middle. There is no being quiet about it. There's no complying, okay? I'm not going to do that. Mom and Dad, we were at the hospital together, and my dad recently had to be put in the hospital. This totally ties in the pre-tribulation rapture doctrine, and then I'm going to go straight into scripture from this. He's in the hospital for a little while because of blood clots. Oh, and essential oils help fix that, by the way. But anyway, he's a lot better now. Well, come to find out, there was this lady that she come in, and she was a staff member of the hospital, and she come in, and she was taking care of Dad and everything. So then she got talking about all of a sudden she's going to be gone before all this happens. Blah, blah, blah. I felt the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, just my inside me just felt like I just was like on fire. Not because it's like I was wrong, because like, oh my gosh, what the flip is these people thinking? And she started talking and everything, and it was just like, yeah, you know, blah, blah. And then I waited, trying to be very polite and be wise about the situation, because you cannot argue. You know, don't argue with a fool, and don't do that because it makes you look bad, okay? But always do things tactfully. And whenever she started to talk to me in the end, I asked her one question. I said, just out of curiosity, I said, but do you and your husband pray it? She said, oh, no, but, you know, we sure need to do that or whatever. And that got me thinking, is that it's like, I think a lot of people, like that lady there, is confused about the situation. You know, because obviously she was thinking that some bad things might come along. Obviously, I'm thinking she thought she might be gone before the trumpets, but nevertheless, there was something there to prepare for. Now, there's other people, though, that they're like, oh, I'm going to be gone, and that's like that woman I argued with the other day and tried to talk scripture. Those are the people that are going to come knocking on your door later wanting your stuff. That is part of the great falling away, just like I talked about in that video right there before. And I'll get into that in just a second. But I want to read this from Scripture, because I think that's so powerful to read things from Scripture. The book of Hanukkah, a long time ago, says right there in the very first chapter, I just read this the other day, is that it is said, I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a distant one which is to come. Okay? Well, what was he talking about? It says here in the first verse of the first chapter. So if you've never read the book of Hanak, you don't have to go far. First chapter, first verse. It says, the words of the barakah of Hanak, the words of the blessing, with which he baraked the elect and righteous who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and unrighteous are to be removed. And you see, that's just like that parable, the one taken and the one left. It's just going to be like the days of Noah. People flooded out, Noah got to live. Well, in the last days, the righteous get to live and the wicked get cleaned off. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, Matthew chapter 24. If you look in that chapter, I'm not even going to open the scripture. You need to do your due diligence and read it yourself. Matthew chapter 24, it says, immediately after the tribulation. I'm not coming before. You know, this is Messiah himself speaking, so you should maybe take heed and listen. For those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, you should take notice to this. He says, after, immediately after. But he goes on to say a laundry list of things, and then look for him coming. There's a laundry list of things before that. He makes that statement. My point to you is this: bad things are coming. And for you people out there that think that you're just going to get a free pass, you have lost it. You don't even have no foundation to stand upon. You are like a house on shifting sand. And it just frustrates me to death, because you same people come at me with all these vain babblings of just, you know, throwing scripture here and there, blah, blah, and it's just nothing. You know, the scripture's not nothing. Your idiotic use of it is nothing, okay? And that's for those that, you know who you are, that I just said that. That's not for everybody. I'm saying that for those haters out there that want to throw down on all of us that actually want to prepare. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, you know, I guess just as it says in Isaiah, let us reason one together, okay? Let us reason for a minute. Two people. One of them believes in pre-tribulation rapture, but they are a firm believer in the scripture. The other one is a firm believer in the scripture, but he believes that there won't be no pre-tribulation rapture. Bottom line, okay? Both of them go about their days. The trumpets begin to sound. This man that didn't prepare for the pre-trib, or he didn't prepare at all because, you know, he thought he was going to get out of here. He's still here. Dude that prepared for the seven trumpets of Revelation, knowed it was coming, and is ready to stand in the great day of Yah. What do you think that dude's going to do that didn't prepare? He's going to go knocking on the other guy's door, want something. Or he's going to go somewhere knocking, because, you know, he has a wife and he has a kid and he has all these people to take care of. I'm not going to help you. And I encourage you to do just the same thing, because once you've warned people, and I've told people, I tell people all the time they believe in this pre-tribulation rapture bunch of garbage. I tell them, get to prepping. Because when you flip and show up at my door, after I've told you, I've tried to assist you and help you get prepping, and you come to my door one day asking me for some food, you get two options. Number one is you keep walking. Option B is 223. Okay? Bottom line, people. The thief comes but to steal, kill, and destroy. Alright? Whenever these people that believe in pre-tribulation rapture doctrine see that they've lost it, you know, that they've lost their free ticket out of here, now I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And you can take it, and you can bank on it, or you can just count it, totally discount what I'm telling you, but it's going to come down to this. They're going to become part of that great falling away, because they're going to be angered that they were deceived. But instead of getting angry at the false preacher man and getting angry at themselves, they're going to get angry and take it out on people like me and you. And they're going to get angry at the Most High. I just see it coming, because that's just how humanity operates. And I've wondered, you know, when Messiah said it'd be as the days of Noah, I have said and thought upon this. Imagine Noah had a neighbor, right? And he was a good guy. He really was. This is not adding scripture, or I'm not trying to take away. I'm just play this scenario out for a minute, right? He had a nice neighbor. It had never rained before. And the guy's like, Noah, now listen, I believe in the Most High, but dude, it's not going to rain. Quit building a boat. I mean, seriously, you've been working on this forever. Alright, get a life, man. And Noah tells him, it's going to rain. You need to be building you something, or you either need to be getting on the boat with us. I'm sorry, I need to rephrase that. He just needs to get on the boat with us. Okay? Guy don't do nothing about it. And that day, that rain started coming down. Can you imagine the guy beating on the door? That's exactly how it's going to go down in this day, in this generation. But people, we ain't building a boat. You need to be getting out in the wilderness, away from these people, because now I'm going to tell you, just like this farm, dude, I'm so glad that found somewhere else to get the prepping away from here, because let me tell you what, it's going to look like Attila the Hun and the Golden Horde coming over the hill. I can just see it, just descending upon this place, people in desperation. And you might find your wind turbine on a pole up there, and that's about all you're going to get left, buddy. I'm going to strip this place bone dry over the next couple of years. But I just think it's crazy, and it's really got me thinking. This past year has really got me thinking, where I've had to just re-gear a lot of things, and a lot of transitions going on in my life. It's really made me sit and think this through. This is going to be your worst enemy, is these cowards that are hoping for a pre-tribulation rapture doctrine, because that is all they've ever been taught. That's all they ever want to believe, because they're lazy, unbelieving, unworthy. Bottom line. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I was raised that way to believe that, but I never bought it. You know why? Because I had done my due diligence to read the Scripture. But I almost bit. But I done my due diligence, because there's too many bad things. Like, why tell me all these bad things are coming? Why warn me these bad things are coming? And then be like, psh, don't worry about it, man, we got this. No, it don't go down like that. So, you know, people, be wary of your neighbors, your brothers and sisters that you might even fellowship with that believe this pre-tribulation rapture doctrine, because I'm going to tell you, it's the most dangerous seed that is being sown by the wicked one among everyone today. So until we see again here, Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope it's been a help to you. I hope it gets you thinking, and I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.